What's good, YouTube? It's Zach, and today we got NFL Week 5 reactions. Hope everyone's having an amazing day so far. NFL Week 5 was a crazy one, so let's take a look at all the games. Things off for Thursday Night Football. We had the San Francisco 49ers upsetting the Los Angeles Rams. Mac Jones, everyone in the comment section below, give a thumbs up for the guy Mac Jones, who was playing through a whole lot of injuries, a laundry list of injuries, if you will. He was able to lead the team to a division win. Shout out to Christian McCaffrey, who was absolutely dominating in this one. Had 8 catches for 82 yards and a score, along with 22 carries and 57 yards. But this is always going to be remembered as the Kendrick Bourne masterclass. Went 10 receptions for 142 yards. Jake Tunges added a reception through the air. And then as for the Los Angeles Rams, their offense was clicking on all cylinders for the majority part of the night. There was a couple costly fumbles, but there was a really bad ref ball kickoff where the 49ers fumbled and the Rams returned it for a touchdown and ended up being overturned. The 49ers ended up, I think, going down to score. And 49ers got a much needed win, and welcome to the power rankings. Rams gonna have to try to bounce back. And my Minnesota Vikings squeaking out a win over the Cleveland Browns. The Vikings weren't winning until the final few seconds of the game, where Carson Wentz, I believe it hit Jordan Addison in the back corner of the end zone to take the lead. Cam Akers threw a touchdown in this one. As a Vikings fan, I have no confidence in this season whatsoever. I still believe we should trade all of our aging players and just build up that draft positioning, because this team needs an offensive line. Carson Wentz only sacked 3 times in this one. I really thought he was going to get closer to double digits. Dylan Gabriel in his first career start, he did pretty okay, I suppose. 19 of 33, a $190 and 2 scores, only got sacked twice. Quinshon Judkins was the Cleveland Browns offense. 23 carries for 110 yards while adding a catch for 18 on the ground or through the air. And then David Njoku had a pretty good performance. He ended up scoring. Harold Fannin Jr., the rookie tight end, with the other score. But the Vikings ended up getting the win, and they're getting closer to being at the top of the division. But without an offensive line, the Vikings aren't going anywhere. And as for Cleveland, well, Dylan Gabriel didn't look too bad. Up next, we had the Indianapolis Colts steamrolling the Las Vegas Raiders. Geno Smith adding a couple more interceptions to his repertoire. Ashton Jeanty, 14 carries for 67 yards. Trey Tucker had a pretty decent performance out there. And then as for the Indianapolis Colts, you saw Anthony Richardson even got a couple of snaps in there. I forgot Tyler Warren threw an incompletion on that one trick play. Daniel Jones doing his best game managing, going 20 of 29 for 2 scores. If you had Jonathan Taylor in fantasy, I hate you, because I played against Jonathan Taylor. Went 17 for 66 and 3 scores. Absolutely diabolical. Amir Abdullah ended up poaching one of those touchdowns, thankfully. And then Tyler Warren added another score alongside Michael Pittman Jr. The Colts are 100% here. And yeah, Indiana Jones is going to got to keep it going. We had a dumpster bowl amongst all dumpster bowls between the New Jersey Giants and the New Orleans Saints. The Saints getting their first win of the season. Shout out Spencer Rattler and the boys getting the job done. Alvin Kamara only going 8 for 27 in this one. Kendre Miller was actually the team leading rusher, but this play was just all about Rashid Shaheed on that 87-yard score, courtesy from Spencer Rattler. The New Jersey Giants, I really had you guys winning this one to improve to 2-3, but it just shows that the Giants have a lot of glaring problems on this team. Shout out Theo Johnson having 6 catches for 2 scores, and this one, both scores rather. And as you can see right here, this was the difference of the entire game. The New Jersey Giants having 3 fumbles and 3 fumbles lost. You're not going to win the game by turning over the ball 5 times, 2 picks and 3 fumbles. Giants, it's time to sell the team. Saints, it might still be time to sell the team. So we had the Dallas Cowboys destroying the New Jersey Jets. As you can see, the Jets did score 16 of their 22 points in the fourth quarter. But Dak Prescott, all he had to do was not screw it up, and he did a lot more than just that, going 18 of 29. Not the best completion percentage, but ended up throwing 4 touchdowns. Javonte Williams added 1 on the ground. Shout out Ryan Flournoy, 6 catches for 114 yards. Jake Ferguson had 2 scores. Pickens had a score, and then Javonte Williams another receiving touchdown on the board. Breece Hall continuing to do everything but get touchdowns. And the Jets, they're the only winless team in the NFL now at 0-5. Could they go 0-17? Maybe, just have to wait and see. And the Cowboys, you guys have another week of being relevant. Next, we have a candidate for one of the biggest upsets of the week. We had the Denver Broncos narrowly beating the Philadelphia Eagles. As you can see in this fourth quarter, the Broncos putting up 18 of their 21 points. It was 17-3 entering the fourth, for those that can't do basic math. J.K. Dobbins going 20 carries for 79 yards. Cortland Sutton did his best. I'm going to make you mad and ruin your parlay, going 8 catches for 99 yards. Troy Franklin had a couple of bombs that were just overthrown. You know, the classic overthrow. He's not ever going to really have a good completion percentage. As for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts is doing his best game-managing impression, taking 6 sacks on the day. I do believe Nick Bonito had like 3 of those. We'll check it out once we scroll down here. Saquon Barkley only getting 6 carries for 30 yards. How are you only getting 6 carries and you're rushed for 2,000 yards last season? That's absolutely diabolical. Devontae Smith goes 8 catches for 114 yards. A.J. Brown actually caught Devontae Smith on the final play of the game instead of going for the Hail Mary. Nick Bonito, here he is. 2.5 sacks on the day. Alex Singleton chipped in 1. Jaquan McMillan had 1. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this brother's name right here. And then Zach Allen chipping in a half of a sack. The Denver Broncos are managing to stay up with the AFC West. I believe it's them and the Chargers at 3-2. The Chiefs could join them with a win tonight on Monday Night Football, which they should against the Jaguars. Eagles, shake it off. They're still going to be there when it comes late January. We just got updated that Mark Sanchez is facing a felony charge. If you guys haven't seen the Mark Sanchez story, please make sure to check that out. But up next, we had the Miami Dolphins losing to the Carolina Panthers, and this game only has room for one statement. Rico Dowdle, 23 carries, 206 rushing yards. If you started Rico Dowdle in fantasy, you are absolutely balling right now. Tyrone McMillan continuing his great campaign, would arguably be Offensive Rookie of the Year if a guy named Emeka Egbuka didn't exist. And then as for the Dolphins having 19 rushing yards, Achane couldn't get anything going 10 carries for 16 yards. Darren Waller still proving that the old people out there, fresh out of retirement, could still score touchdowns in the NFL. Great performance from Jalen Waddle as well, going 6 for 110 in a score. Davon Achane got a score through the air, and then the other scores for the Panthers went Xavier Legette, who only had 2 catches for 31 yards, and then Mitchell Evans, the rookie tight end, with that catch for a score. The Panthers and Dolphins both honestly don't have any shot in hell at making the NFL playoffs. Dolphins might be time to start selling and just build up that draft portfolio. And Panthers, guys got to win. Next, we have the Houston Texans absolutely belting the Baltimore Ravens of a score of 44-10. CJ Stroud, welcome back with 23 of 27 for 244 yards and 4 passing touchdowns. Nick Chubb finally got in the end zone with 11 carries for 61 yards and the score. Christian Kirk, leading receiver, 4 catches of 64 yards. But this is just more or less of Lamar Jackson needs to come back in Baltimore. Cooper Rush went 14 of 20 for $179 and 3 interceptions. Derrick Henry is still continuing to struggle, going 15 carries for 33 yards and a score. Zay Flowers went 5 catches for 72 yards on his only 5 targets. Ravens, you guys are 1-4. Maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers will fall off a cliff. That usually tends to happen in the second half of seasons. But the Houston Texans, as long as the Jaguars lose, I mean, they're still going to be 2 games back behind the Colts because Indiana Jones is Hemi Fallon. But Texans, welcome back to the win column. Up next, we have maybe the worst loss in recent NFL history. We have the Tennessee Titans coming back to get their first win in like 100,000 years against the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray going 23 of 31 for 220 and 0 passing touchdowns. Marvin Harrison Jr. had an amazing catch. They got down at the 1-yard line. This game's going to be a reminder to never fumble the ball and celebrate too early. Imari D. Mercado, that 71-yard run was actually supposed to be a 72-yard touchdown. He dropped the ball at the 1-yard line, and of course, it bounced out the back of the end zone, and the Titans took over from the touchback. And then the Cardinals got an interception off of Cam Ward just for him to fumble the ball, and Tyler Lockett recovered it while still being on offense in the end zone for a Tennessee score. The Titans had to have a stupid amount of luck to win this game. Calvin Ridley on 10 targets had 5 catches for 131 yards, responsible for almost half of Cam Ward's passing yards of 265. Welcome back, Tajay Spears. Didn't do a whole lot in this one, but it's nice to see that he's back on the field. And yeah, this game might be the worst in Cardinals franchise history. If you are a Cardinals fan, I am just so sorry. And hopefully you guys can, sell the team or fire whoever you guys got to fire. I know John Gannon, whatever the guy's head coach first name is, he's got to go. I don't think Kyler Murray's the answer. Marvin Harrison Jr. is starting to look better, but only getting 5 targets is kind of diabolical. Titans, welcome to the win column. Up next, we probably had the game of the week where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers came back and beat the Seattle Seahawks. Baker Mayfield, give him the MVP trophy right now. Going 29 of 33, only 4 incompletions in this game, going for 379 yards and 2 scores. Rashid White, my flex guy this week in fantasy, 14 carries for 41 yards and 2 scores. Again, Emeka Egbuka, give him Offensive Rookie of the Year right now. 7 catches on 7 targets for 163 yards and a score. Sterling Shepard also had Baker's second score. Sam Darnold looking really good out there until the very last moment when you needed him the most. They had to drive the ball down the field. That's where he got his 1 interception of the game. But before that pick was maybe having his best game of his career, going 28-34, 341 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker still proving that he can still run the football, going 10 for 86. Jackson Smith and Jigba, 8 catches, 132 yards and a score. AJ Barner, if you somehow had this guy in your lineup, congratulations. 7 catches for 53 yards and 2 scores. Torrey Horton with the other Sam Darnold passing touchdown. Jalen Milroe had a fumble in this game. I have no idea how. He's in the, I'm guessing they ran one play with the quarterback. That is tough. Your only play in the game being a fumble. That's kind of absurd. You might be cut and sent out of the country for that one. But Buccaneers got the win. And Seattle, guys, were really competitive. Probably still going to make the playoffs. Up next, we had the Detroit Lions kind of coasting their way to victory against the Cincinnati Bengals. As you can see, the Bengals had 21 points in the fourth quarter. This was a blowout for the majority part of the game. Jared Goff, 19-23 for 3 scores. David Montgomery going 18 carries for 65 yards and a score. Jahmyr Gibbs only 12 carries and 54 yards. But yes, he did have a receiving touchdown alongside Sam Laporta, Isaac Tesla, who actually caught a ball with 2 hands, and then Brock Wright, the backup tight end. You love to see it. As for Cincinnati, Jamar Chase, I think all 110 of these yards were in the fourth quarter. He had 2 scores, a 64-yard bomb being one of those. T. Higgins also had a bomb, but this is just showing that Jake Browning is not the answer. He's good in garbage time. I mean, yeah, you got 3 scores. All of them were in the fourth quarter, but he had 3 interceptions prior to that. Lions, wasn't pretty. They got the win. All the wins are technically the same in the NFL. Bengals are just praying that Joe Burrow can come back soon. Up next, we had a Jaden Daniels return masterclass where the Commanders handled the Chargers quite easily of a score of 27-10. Jaden Daniels only going 15-26 for 231 yards, 9 yards per attempt. That's kind of diabolical with the 1 score, only sacked 1 time. Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt proving to be RB1 in Washington, going 14 for 111 and 2 scores. Receiving, Deebo Samuel kind of did it all out there, going 8 catches for 96 yards and a score. Luke McCaffrey had a 50-yard strike. And then as for the Chargers, they're hoping that Omarion Hampton is not seriously hurt as of me because he's my RB1 right now. Don't ask. It's a feels bad moment. Trey Lance came in and completed maybe the worst 44 passing yards in NFL history. And receiving was led by Keenan Allen, 5 catches, 58 yards. Ladd McConkey finally got in the end zone, 5 catches, 39 yards and a score. Quentin Johnston, again, don't want to talk about it. Had a pretty much of Quentin Johnston a couple years ago type of performance. But Commanders got the win, they got a game closer to the Eagles with them losing. And the Chargers now are letting the Chiefs and the Broncos back in. In the final game of the night, we had the New England Patriots knocking off the undefeated Buffalo Bills. The 1972 Dolphins can now pop the champagne as no one will go undefeated in 2025. Drake May, pretty good performance out there, going 22 for 30 and 273 touchdown-less yards. Travion Henderson was the leading rusher at 24 yards. The field bad moment, but Stephon Diggs, what a return to Buffalo, going 10 catches for 146 yards. Hunter Henry had 2 catches for 46 yards. Got Kendrick Booty in there as well. But for the longest part, there was just a whole lot of fumbling going on here. Each team had 2 fumbles. Oh, this one wasn't lost. So Ramondre Stevenson, might have to look out for Flight Reacts there because he's going to absolutely lay him out. The Bills, the reason that they really didn't win this game, James Cook finally got bottled up. Only 15 carries for 49 yards. Josh Allen was the leading rusher, 9 for 53. He ended up having 2 passing touchdowns in this one. 1 to Curtis Samuel, 1 to Keon Coleman. But shout out to Dalton Knox. 6 catches, 108 yards. Caught all 6 of his targets. And Bills, again, a division rival. I had a feeling that the Patriots are going to be a pretty good team this year. I can't say I predicted the Patriots to win, but shout out to the Patriots getting a much-needed win. Bills are still way in control of the AFC East. These are the 2 teams that are battling for it because the Dolphins and Jets are MIA. And that's all I have for you today. If you guys have any intel on Week 5, please let me know in the comment section below. Did your favorite team win? But other than that, it's been Zach. I will see you tomorrow for NFL Power Rankings. Peace.